This video is going to cover the 2007 to 2010 Tundra and the 2008 to 2010 Sequoia. We are using Tundra in the video, but the installation is exactly the same for both vehicles. Give it a second and she'll crank up. The tools you're going to need, you can use a Phillips screwdriver or a Phillips fitting drill, a panel popper, and a pair of cutters to cut zip ties. Alright, the first thing you guys are going to do is remove the bottom plastic from the steering column. I find it easiest to go ahead and start the truck. That's going to allow you guys to freely rotate the steering wheel, and you're going to remove a screw here on the right and another one here on the left. So go ahead and remove those two screws. Once you guys have the screws removed, you're going to take your pry tool and stick it right here underneath the windshield wiper switch, and you'll be able to pop this panel loose just like so. The next panel we're going to remove is the dash end cap here on the driver's side. So take your panel popper and just kind of put it in here, and this will remove right off. And that's going to allow you to pull on the dash and loosen it up. Go ahead and pull on the corner over here near the center console and loosen this up too. Our module is going to mount right back in here. For the wiring harness installation, I like to start right here underneath the steering column. We have 3 connectors that we need to connect. The first one I do is the main ignition switch, which is a big white connector right here. So you're going to go ahead and unplug this, and you're going to plug ours in, then plug the other end of our harness back into the ignition switch. Next connector that we're going to install is the one right here on the back side of the transponder ring. You're going to go ahead and unplug the transponder ring connector, plug it into our harness, and then plug the other end of ours back in to the transponder ring. The last plug we have to connect at the steering column is the headlight switch connector. Go ahead and unplug this, plug it into our harness, and then plug the other end of ours right back into the switch. The last connector that we need to plug in is going to be this OBD2 connector underneath the dash. You can actually see this from above underneath the steering column. To release it, there's a tab on each side. So take a screwdriver or your panel popper. You're basically going to push the tab in on the side, and you can push this straight up out the back side, and you'll see that it's loose here. Go ahead and take the OBD2 portion of our harness, and you're going to feed it right back here behind the dash and reach down under and grab it like so. Then going to take our connector, plug it in, and then take the other end of ours and pop it right back into the mounting tab. This might be hard to see up in the dash, but if you guys are going to add the smartphone module, the best place to put it is right above this big metal dash beam up there. You see it right there? So what you're going to do is pretty much wedge it between that metal circular beam and the vent duct. You don't want to have the module below any metal because it will decrease the network signal. So you can see the metal brace right here. It'll slide right up on it and wedge into place. Alright, couple little tidbits for you guys. If you can see this, there's an antenna right here. This customer is actually getting our long-range remote kit too. So what I did was mounted the antenna. You can run the wire underneath the headliner up and around. You bring it around the A-pillar. You can pop this rubber seal off just by pulling on it, and it opens up a channel to run the antenna wire down in. And you bring it down, and you bring it right over here, which is what this is. So this is for our long range remote. The remote start box is going to go in there, and that's just a little routing for the antenna for you guys. Alright guys, we just finished up the 08 Tundra. 100% plug and play remote start for the dot key. You can see a little dot here on the shaft by the key head. You're going to hit the lock button 3 times on the factory key. So you got 1, 2, 3. Give it a couple seconds and the truck starts. The doors remain locked while it's running. If you guys want to turn it off, you can tap lock 3 times. It'll kill remote start. But if you're ready to jump in and go, push the unlock button. You can jump in. And once you're in here, you'll see the AC still on to where I left it. The tack is on, so we're running. When you're ready to do takeover and drive, you put the key in and turn it 2 clicks. So you got 1, 2, and you can tap and release the brake pedal, pull it out of park, and away we go. Alright, so this customer actually got some aftermarket remotes as well. This is a 3-function remote. It's 1 button. You're gonna tap it once, it'll lock the doors. 2 taps unlocks the doors. Push and hold for about 3 to 5 seconds, and then the truck starts. So when it's locked and you come out after remote starting it, just double tap the aftermarket remote. It'll unlock the doors, and now you can get in. One little trick I'm going to show you guys is pit stop mode. So say you start your truck normally with the key, you drive to a gas station and you're just going to run in real quick to grab a drink. You can either do it using the OEM key fob, or if you're using the aftermarket key fobs, you can do it that way. You're going to activate remote start before you turn the key off. So factory key fob, you're going to hit lock 3 times. So just tap 1, 2, 3. Give it about 5 seconds or so. You can turn the key off, and the truck stays running. So now you can get out, close the door, run into the gas station. You can hit the lock button, and now your truck is secure. So after you get your drink, you come back out, you hit the unlock button, you can get in, do takeover, and you're good to go. Now to do the same process with the aftermarket remote, since we're running on the key, go ahead and push and hold. Remote start will flash, give it about 5 seconds. Pull it out, and we're still running, and same process. You can get out, you open the door, run inside. You can tap this once and you'll see the lock. Grab your drink, come back out, double tap, it unlocks, and away you go.